some more of your comments, people. I think a lot of these were taken off the panel show yesterday, so let's get into it.
There's a panel show, a North London derby weekend, which a lot of people weren't very happy about. But Neo Clockwork Orange says, relegation is the only guaranteed way for Romero and Van der Ven and others to escape ENIC. The greatest mistake in analysing Spurs is the erroneous assumption that our top players are trying to stay up. By contrast, the Hammers and Forest players are all in on the fight to stay up.
See, this is what I've kind of been alluding to over the past couple of weeks. Like, I don't think our players seem up for the fight, and we know how difficult Spurs have made it in the past for our top players to leave. Look at the Harry Kane saga. Look at every saga, long, drawn out. Romero wanted to leave in the summer. He ended up signing a new contract. Maybe that's a bit of a different one, but we just make it so hard for our players to leave. And I'm not sitting here saying that they want us to get relegated, but I think there is something in the back of their mind saying, well, if we do get relegated, it's going to be a lot more easier for me to leave this club and leave this shit show.
So subconsciously, you think it could affect them?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's a case for it. I would hate to think that's part of what's going on. I guess we'll never know. We'll never know until.
Because if you're Mickey Van der Ven, right? Mickey Van der Ven's got what, 3 years left in his contract. Like, if Spurs have their way, that we have no reason to let him go in the summer. Like, we could force him to stay at the club. Yeah, money fine, but you know, we want our best players to stay at the football club more than anything else. So. We've seen with Spurs in the past, I know it was under Daniel Levy, that we'll reject bigger offers for them not to go to Premier League clubs and stuff and trying to force our best players to stay. With Mickey Van der Ven, that's what they'll try and do. They'll try and force him to stay. Even if he wants to leave, they'll say, oh, just give it another year, we'll convince you. Mm-hmm. If we go down, that decision is taken out of their hands completely.
I understand that. But I understand the logic, but I think, I don't know if it's sound logic. Like, I don't know if it's actually true or just, you know, you can look at the situation and read it that way because of how badly we're tanking. But is there any truth to it? It's hard, you won't know really till the end of the season. You know, if we fought tooth and nail to stay up and we end up staying up comfortably, then it's bullshit, right? But if we go down and we go down meekly and, you know, don't really put up a good fight, then there's truth to it. But right now, it's hard to really say.
What if we stay up and it's like a kind of, we've just limped over the line and players haven't seen up for it. We've just kind of just got 2 or 3 wins here and there and we're just about to stay up, you know. You don't really get your answer there.
Yeah, I guess. But I think if we stay up comfortably, then they're obviously going to wanting to stay up. I think it's hard one to judge right now in the situation. I do think within the club and everything, this threat of relegation hasn't been taken that seriously. So in terms of whether we actually think we're going down, like this whole concept of these players want to go down to leave, when I don't think it's even been considered about it around the club a lot of the time that we are going to go down until maybe recently. So now we're really going to see if they're determined to stay up or not, in my opinion. So I don't think I don't think we've seen that yet.
Yeah, look, like I said, I'm not sitting here saying that these players actively want to go down and they're trying to get the club relegated so they can move on easier. All I'm saying is that it could be a kind of thing in the back of their mind where, you know, relegation isn't the worst thing in the world because of how easy it will be for them to leave.
Right. But again, we won't know that again till later. James Dunn says, did Ariane say he is worried about being mid-table? I dream of mid-table now. Oh, I go to sleep dreaming of 10th place, mate.
Mate,
my
back
God.
in the day,
back
mate.
in the heights. Take me back to the 90s, mate. We were finishing 10th and 11th galore. I would take that. I'd love that right now.
We're also in plenty of relegation battles as well. Well, not plenty, but a couple.
When was the last time we were actually in a relegation battle as bad as this, though?
When Klinsmann came in to save us, probably.
Yeah, was it even as bad as this when Klinsmann
Yeah,
came
it was. He saved us with a couple of games to go, or maybe even on the last day.
So what, we were 4 points?
Yeah, we were down there, man. We were in the mix, big time.
Were we ever in the relegation zone?
We might have been at some point. I can't remember it exactly, but I know it was a serious threat.
Okay, so that's what, 95?
98.
98?
Yeah. It was the second time he came back under Christian Gross.
So that was the last time?
I think that was the last time, yeah.
Because I remember once we were in a semi-relegation battle under like David Pleat. I was in like 2004, but we were never really. I think we were safe with like 4 games to go or something.
No, 98 was serious threat. A serious threat.
So I'm saying like, but that's one season you're talking about.
Yeah.
So in terms of like you say like regular relegation battles, like.
No, I corrected it and said a few.
But I'm saying even a few. We
Yeah.
had one. Well, when was it? How often have we ever had one as bad as this one?
I think only one other time, and that was 98.
What's Wolves saying? He says 94 Spurs finished 15th out of 22 teams. Premier League lowest in the EPL era, maybe since 1977. That's 94. He said, but so in 94 so in 98 we didn't finish as low as 15th.
I'm going to get the league table up because just to see where we actually finished that season. So we actually finished 14th. We finished 4 points above the drop on 14th.
That's in when?
98.
98. So
Yeah.
14th.
Yeah, but 4 points above the drop.
Yeah. So it was close.
Yeah.
But there's still three teams between us and the relegation.
Yeah, I believe wasn't that that was the season when Klinsmann scored 4 goals away at Wimbledon, didn't they? And I can't remember.
How close were we to relegation in 94?
What 93, 94?
So someone says that's where we finished the lowest.
93, 94. We finished 15th on 45 points. Yeah, 3 points from the drop.
So that was the closest we've been.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of relegation battles as bad as this, but even those ones you're talking about, we finished 3 and 4 points, and right now we're 4 points, and it could get lower, it could get worse,
could get better,
but yeah.
But I'm sure maybe in these seasons we were closer than that at some point.
Yeah, I wonder if we're actually in the relegation zone at any point. Ah, God. Anyway, take me back to mid-table. Take me back.
Just trying to see this 97-98 season because I remember like being pretty close to it. So
anyone in the chat know, were we ever in the relegation zone in 97-98?
Doesn't give me.
It doesn't give you the table.
Oh, here.
Oh.
So game week 37, we were still 4 points. Game week 36.
Spurs own goal says no, we were never in the relegation zone.
Yeah, we were never in the relegation zone. It looked close. When was that game that I wonder, does anyone know in the comments, when was that game where we won like 6-2 or 6-3 or something away at... So this was the closest we probably were. Match week 35, we were 17th and 2 points from the drop. Imagine that, game week 35.
We just drew to Barnsley, who were in 18th. Wow,
yeah.
What a point. Battling point.
Colin Calderwood and Ramon Vega got sent off with 25 minutes to go.
I saw another, I was watching a TikTok of a guy like on TikTok, Lucas, and he was asked the question that I was asking: Do we celebrate if we stay up last day of the season? Is that a celebration worthy?
It depends what you call celebration. Like, do we pitch invade? I'm not pitch invading.
I
probably will, to be fair, but just to get on the pitch, not for celebration.
But if you're celebrating out of relief, is that
oh wow,
acceptable?
Anything's acceptable. If you want to celebrate, go and celebrate. We're not the celebration police around here. You know what I mean? Like, you do what you feel is right. Yeah, of course it's embarrassing, but it's embarrassing to be in this situation. So they're causing us to be embarrassing.
What's it called? Parade?
Parade.
Celebration.
Open top bar.
Parade.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Survival open top bus.
So in that season, game week 33, we were 1 point above the drop.
Okay, wow.
We were in 17th, 1 point above Bolton.
With 4 games to go.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
And we had just lost to Chelsea 2-0.
Jesus.
So yeah, you could say that season we were definitely very close to the drop.
What if we score a last minute winner to keep us up? That's got to be enough. That's got to be.
It'll be scenes. It'll be scenes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but like
it'll be scenes.
It'll be scenes, but like it's embarrassing scenes. You know what I mean?
Embarrassing scenes.
Like seriously, like we would be getting clowned upon, but we're in a situation where it's gonna become like one of the biggest games in our recent history. Like that is a massive game. Yeah. Like when I spoke about yesterday about the permutations about potentially getting relegated, like relegation could cause this club to go into ruins. You know, God. It really could do. So we're talking about. Like seriously saving like the recent future of this football club.
Yeah, it is that bad. Alfie B Studios says Tottenham fan here, and I don't think I've ever felt so miserable watching your content. I think that's.
We've never felt so miserable giving you content, people. Like this is dire straits. Like every day's depression.
That was a well-timed comment, considering we're just going through all our relegation battles. Yeah, honestly, it's a miserable time being Tottenham fans. But you know what? We're miserable together. We're a community. We look after each other. We know how you feel. That's how
someone in the comments just said, "Oh God, this relegation chat is dark."
It really is. But this is where we're at. We have to get used to it.
So in match week 15 in that season, we were in the relegation zone, but that's only match day 15. Who put us in the relegation zone? Palace.
We've been in the relegation zone before, like back when when Wanda Ramos was our manager. We were in the relegation
that was 2 points from 8 games.
Yeah,
that was like I guess 8 games, 15 games. What's the difference?
JC Anyam says, as a Liverpool supporter, I'm really, really worried about Spurs. The table does not lie. Spurs are too good to go down on paper, but on the pitch, the team are not too good to go down. I don't know where their next win is coming from. That's from a Liverpool fan. We've got Liverpool fans worried for us.
Appreciate your concern, my friend. But I'm worried. I'm so worried, man. Like literally after that Arsenal game, my thought was just I couldn't even care about. In that moment, like that game did not matter. What mattered is about the situation that we're in right now, and that is in a serious threat of relegation. Like, I just can't. I still can't believe it. I wake up every morning not believing we're in this situation, but we really are.
Honestly, things like every day is like we live in a nightmare.
Yeah,
pretty much that's how it feels, and just begging to wake up. We can't wake up.
That's the problem we have. Is just like. He's saying you can't see where the next win's coming. We can't see where the next win's coming from. But when you look at the teams around us, they've shown ability to pick up points. We haven't shown that ability yet.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I think people are saying, we just need like 3 or 4 wins. Honestly, I think there's not a terrible chance that West Ham and Forest both get to 40.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's impossible. And if that happens, then we're in real big trouble. Even if we do get 3-4 wins, we're still in it. Like I don't. People are thinking, like it's like usual seasons. Like 38 should be enough. I really think West Ham have really improved. Forest have just got a new manager and they've got good players. It's not impossible for both of them to get to 40 points. There's 11 games to go. There's a lot of games to go. So there's enough chances to get points there.
Yeah.
Like. I wouldn't be shocked. I think it might take more than 40 for once. This might be the season where it goes to 40 points at least.
Well, if it does, we're in desperate trouble.
Yeah. Carlos Morales, 3K, says, Ben quote here, yeah, but we still bring on good players like Richarlison, Solanke and Tell. That, ladies and gentlemen, sums up the standards at this football club.
I mean, Richarlison, Solanke and Tell definitely get into the teams in and around us.
It's where the teams are battling with. Look, at the end of the day, I think the point was being made that everyone saw my injuries. Yeah, we've still got some players to come on off the bench, which is fine. I think the main problem was in key areas where we're waning. I think that's where you need to replenish the intensity, and we just weren't able to do that with any sort of subs.
Also, a lot of people have been talking about this season our inability to put the ball in the back of the net. For the first time this season, we've got all 3 strikers fit and available.
Yeah.
So that's a positive, I guess.
Let's hope they... do you reckon we'll ever see them all on the pitch at the same time? Probably not.
Did we not against Arsenal?
I think Moani went off.
Oh, Moani went off. I'm sure we will at some point.
Joe BM6, West Ham fan, says... Welcome to the fight, lads.
Oh, piss off. Piss right off. Can't believe we're like sunken down to West Ham's level in a relegation battle, man. I always looked at West Ham whenever they were in a relegation battle, like you're just thinking, oh, at least we're not West Ham.
Yeah, it can never be us.
It can never be us. Like we're saying, like the lowest we can possibly finish is like 8th or 9th or 10th. Like we're not going to sink lower than that, are we?
Well, you know what? They're still 4 points below us, all right?
Exactly.
So they got some catching up to do. We're going to be fighting tooth and nail for this relegation fight, all right? They're going to have to claw it from our cold, dead hands. I think this is a Coventry fan? CCFC says Championship football is a good laugh. Real football fans, real football, real fans, come on down.
Oh,
it's a Coventry fan.
Mate.
Well, they're going to be overtaking us. So what do you mean, come on down? You're going to be in the Prem. So get used to losing, mate.
I did see some woman on the overlap. She was talking about like the state of fans in the Premier League and the state of fans in the Championship, and she's like, "Yeah, in the Premier League it's all sanitized. You don't get proper fans. The atmospheres are terrible. Down in the Championship, that's where the proper fans are. You know, you get proper songs, proper atmospheres." It did make me a bit excited.
Yeah, that's all we need. Maybe, you know, this club has gotten used to the glitz and the glamour of the stadium in the Premier League and prawn sandwiches and 5-course Michelin star meals and all these kind of things. Maybe we need that little bit of grit, that little bit of, you know, groundedness, humble. We need to humble ourselves. Maybe this is the, you know, what the club needs. Is this, you know, the direction? We need a bit of a reset from the club mentality. We don't even get excited by wins anymore. Maybe it's, you know, we can cheer every goal again like we used to. That's what we need.
It's definitely not what we need. It's definitely not what we need. Look, I'm the one of the biggest advocates for great atmosphere in the world, but even I would not take a relegation to get that back. Like, give me the prawn sandwiches, give me the terrible atmosphere week in, week out. If that means we're going to stay in the Premier League, mate. We need to stay in the Premier League by hook or by crook. If we get relegated, it's over.
If Spurs fold, are we gonna start a new club?
We probably should have. We probably should have. Well, we are Tottenham TV. We are Tottenham FC.
We are Tottenham FC. Should we get going like Spencer FC ground grassroots level?
Who would buy a season ticket at We Are Tottenham FC? Tell me.
There'll be people. Once Spurs go down, and then it leads to the inevitable liquidation.
I'm down for creating a football club.
FC.
I think we should. I think we should do it. I think we should do it regardless. Like,
what do you reckon?
Let's create a football club.
You know, they did it with FC United.
No, we've already got someone in the comments that says he could be a striker. We found our striker already.
We got a whole 11. Put in the comments where you play, and we'll consider you. And put on, if you're a striker, if you can put your goal scoring ratios, metrics, that'll be great. We'll take your word for it. So just put them in, and we'll be on an honour-based system, a trust system.
We promise to make you proud. We promise to make you proud.
This is our scouting. Just put in the comments how many goals you score.
It's probably better than Tottenham scouting.
Shameless721 says, you had 12 days off. Arsenal played 3 matches in that time. How are they fresher than you? By the way, it's a fair point in terms of calls into question this 5 days off thing. You know, considering we are where we are in the situation. I understand we are in the shitter and the players have had a lot on their plate and they could have done with a bit of a psychological reset, a mental reset and all that. But 5 days off when we're in a relegation battle and a North London derby coming off, and then they're complaining that Tudor doesn't have enough time on the training ground. It's like...
No, but Tudor came in
Friday.
After the 5 days off,
Friday
right?
he was appointed.
And they got back to work on Monday.
Yeah. But surely every second counts right now, doesn't it? Was 5 days off a bit much? Could they have appointed Tudor also a lot earlier? They waited the... Wait, I'm trying to think now.
I don't think they had any clue who they wanted to appoint.
Wait, I'm trying to think. So Frank was sacked on the Thursday? And Tudor appointed on the Friday?
So the game was on Wednesday. He was sacked on the Thursday.
Was it Tuesday, the game?
The game was... Who did we play? Newcastle. Oh, it was Tuesday, yeah. He was
sacked on the Wednesday and Tudor was appointed on the Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And they had 5 days off.
They had 5 days off from the Newcastle game, yeah.
I mean, surely you just... If Tudor was... surely if they sack Frank, Tudor should be in on that Wednesday. And they're
should,
back
but
to work.
I don't think they had any clue who they wanted to appoint. at that point that Frank was sacked. I think there's just, they're just winging it, aren't they? Just going on feelings, going on vibes. It's just terrible the way this football club is run. We know that. Every decision seems like a terrible decision, but the reality is, like, that 5 days off should not be excuse. There's no excuse.
No, of course not. I'm just saying, it's a massive game coming up, and you've got limited time on the training ground to implement your methods. I think maybe 1 or 2 days off, but like 5 seems a bit crazy. And I understand it might have been pre-planned and stuff, but at the end of the day, needs must right now. Like, we need every advantage we can get. And obviously Xavi stayed behind and continued working, but it seemed as though, all right, everyone's like, okay, we just need the time off, and I just need to reset and all this kind of stuff. And whereas we're in dire straits and we need all hands on deck right now. And I think, Tudor coming in, he should have got the players in and said, look, we need to start working immediately because we're in big trouble here and we need the best chance we can against Arsenal. I don't think taking 5 days off gave us that best chance.
Yeah, probably not. To be honest, we would have lost either way. So
I know, just the optics of it is not great. Hoopspur says, been a supporter for 45 years. If they shut down the club tomorrow, I wouldn't lose any sleep. ENIC have destroyed the club. We'll start following We Are Tottenham FC, mate. We Are Tottenham FC. But yeah, so would you lose any sleep if ENIC shut down the club tomorrow?
Look, I would lose a lot of sleep, mate. I would, mate. Tottenham have been my life since I was a very young kid. Like, I love the club with all my heart, no matter who the owner is, who the manager is, who the players are. It doesn't matter. Like, we're Tottenham through and through. So this is who we are, mate. We're Tottenham. No matter if we're good, no matter if we're shit, we're always going to love our club. So yeah, I would lose a lot of sleep.
I understand what ENIC have done, but I can't. It's still too much in me. I can't let go of Tottenham. Nothing will ever nothing ever can be done will lead me to let go of Tottenham. It's just too ingrained at the moment in my blood.
Exactly. So, however, that's why it hurts so much where we're at, because of how much the club means to us and how much we love the football club. Like, that's why, you wake up still, even in the moment we're in, still so full of optimism the day that Tottenham are playing. And I still look forward to the Tottenham games, and I love going to Tottenham. And then you get to 45 minutes in the game and you're like, what was I thinking before the game?
Close down the club.
but that's just what it is. Like, we're always going to love the club no matter what moment we're in. So this is just who we are, mate.
All right, that is it for comments. We have had